Can you? Oh, we cannot.
No,
You cannot sit in a little closer to me. Yes, yes. This way. This is better. Okay. Today, it's not the final. It's not the last time, but close to the final talk about the real estate topic here in Las Vegas. And today we're talking about the price and the fighting. How you can fight for the price. First of all, of course, when you're buying a house, price the key point. It all depends on the price. Good price you will buy, bad price you will not buy, unless you are a millionaire or something. You don't care for the price. I need to get the lights right. Okay, better.
Okay.
Yes, this is better. So how can we decide the price? How do we know the price? The question is, being American, being a native here, not necessarily everyone knows the market. Everyone knows the price. We had an experience when we buy the second kind of car. Sorry.
Secondhand?
No, pre-owned car.
Pre-owned.
And I let Miss Mercedes to talk about this experience.
Okay. Just getting to know the sales lady, because that's what Americans tend to do. We talk to each other. So she was telling me about her experience when she moved from California to Las Vegas. She's a young lady, I believe under 30. And so she came here looking for a home to purchase. And the real estate agent asked her, oh, well, what range are you looking for? And she says, oh, up to about $800,000. And the real estate agent just looked at her and started laughing and said, oh, my, what are you talking about? That's crazy. Because she, the sales lady, the car sales lady, was going by the California market, and not even just California, but specifically where she was from. And $800,000 for a starter home for one single person was fair in her mind. And in Las Vegas, that's beyond a mansion. Yeah. You don't need that here.
Okay. Of course, Las Vegas is not Asia. It's not Vietnam. It's not Philippines. But still, in US, the price can vary very, very much, even in Las Vegas itself. Why we come to Las Vegas is because the real estate price is still low than many places in the States. So the first point we want to make is you come to a new place, you have to study the local market price first. Then how do we know this is the market price, please?
Well, that's when the websites do come in handy, because obviously if you haven't spoken with a professional yet, a real estate agent, you can just go and do a simple search. Just search for houses for sale in Las Vegas, and you'll find Trulia, Redfin, all of these different sites. And that can give you an idea, even if those properties are already gone, which they usually are because those databases are just crawlers, so they're out of date. It takes them a little bit of time to find the houses and then, remove them once they have been sold. So,
I want the camera a little lower because there are certain parts I think people would like to see about you. Okay. This is better. Yeah. I'm sorry. I can't. Yes. Okay. Yeah. See, this is like a queen. Okay. Good.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and
I was
Trulia.
Intelligent discussion with our viewers.
Yes. The vision side is also very important. Okay, you have to look nice too, intelligent and look nice.
Okay.
So it's difficult to be an actress, you know. Oh, of course you're not an actress. I'm sorry.
I'm real. I'm who I am. Okay, sorry. Mm-hmm. Oh, hang on. Let me compose myself. Okay, so what were we talking about?
We're talking about look nice and be, oh no.
No!
We're talking about get the market price idea from Julia or from other sites.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me clear the
even
land
okay. Even the houses are sold, especially when the house is sold. Then
Yes.
that proves that is the market price. Okay, this house is sold for that price. Then you know, that is a price you can get for this house.
Exactly. And also, what's great is they all have pretty much the same type of layout. You can look at other houses in the area. So when you're looking at one, at the bottom, it will say other houses that sold recently or are on the market in this area. So you can get a really good feel for a roundabout, for the size that you're looking for, the amount of bedrooms, the property, the land size, things like that. You can see what's available and what it goes for. So,
And the location, as Mercedes mentioned, and the location is very important, because just one street over there, the price can be very different. For example, we looked at some land, just one street. Okay, one street or avenue.
One
avenue.
street over.
Yes. Okay, on this side, the land is double the price, and the other side is 50% of the price. So half the price. Okay, half the price. Not half, half. Half the price. Okay. So you look at the houses close to the same area or even the same street, same pocket, and the same land, the lot size, the house size, how many bedroom, bathroom, and look at pictures inside if the condition is right. Okay, so this is, you get a sense, a general idea, the market, present market.
Yeah, because in those little pockets, see, you can go look by zip code, but that's not accurate because the zip code is pretty large. And but within the pockets, it's just like today where a developer comes through and they buy a certain amount of land and then they build their own little style of house. They did that in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s as well. So when you find another house in the same area, in the same few blocks, most likely it's got one of maybe 4 different designs that were available at that time. So you can usually find one that's exactly like a house that you were looking at to compare it with.
The second thing we have to consider the price is that if the house is sold, if the house is for sale by a flipper, professionals, or by a private person, the flippers, they normally will fix the house. Okay, it's not necessary they spend a lot of money, but at least they take all the garbage out. They clean the house, they paint the house, they change the carpet to make sure the kitchen is working, bathroom is working, and the electricity has no problem, is livable. Most likely, they will change a new door, a new window in front, because that is a trademark. Okay? The renovation may not be the way you like. They are so stereotype.
Oh, yeah, they all look the same. There's no character. It will have no personality, the house.
Yeah. Immediately, you will recognize this is a flipper house because there's no character. There's some stones paved and paint just, ordinary color. Anyway, but at least they spend some money and some time, some effort on the house. Then the private people getting unrealistic. They say, oh, that is a price. That is a market. They all put the price same as the flippers. So what happens? What we have seen a few houses.
We've seen a few houses, and of course, when you look at the flippers' houses, they're move-in ready. So it will be very sterile feeling because it has no character, but at least it's clean and ready for your things to come in. But the private sellers have said, "Oh, I think in their mind what's happened is, wow, the market's going up. Let me jump on this. I can pay off my whatever if I can sell the house at this market value." But they do absolutely nothing, and they lived in the house or rented it out for the past 10, 15, 20 years, and the house is absolutely disgusting. I'm talking I'm not talking about just paint. I am talking about windows falling out, makeshift add-ons out of plywood, things like this. I mean, almost to the point of a hoarder's type of house, and they think that they can join in the flippers market. It's insane. It would take a good couple thousand just to remove their things that you know they're probably going to leave there. I mean, it's really disgusting.
There's one house we saw is recommended by our agent, and she put the price for 160. And we look at a house, it's not even livable. The roof is leaking, and everything. There's nothing inside house is usable.
The biggest problem with that particular house was that you couldn't even get to everything to see it, to see if what it needed. So it's really unrealistic of them to think that after they sat in there and smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day, the house that stinks to high heaven, and I don't know how you're going to get rid of that smell. All of these different things. It's so frustrating because they really think that they are equal with a house that's move-in ready. I don't think they understand the concept of move-in ready.
Yeah. And another thing is that for flipper houses, you can see everything because there's nothing in it. But for those houses sold by owner or private people selling their houses, the most they rent out to people or they live there. So there are private parts. It's very difficult to see. They put the window dark, and you cannot see inside, and especially when you see the private scenes. When you look at the wardrobe, the pair of latest shoes and some socks there, and underwear hand there, you just don't feel comfortable when you see all the details.
It's beyond that, okay? All right. Now, since on this kick over the past few days, I've had a little bit of time because things have settled down a little bit. So I'm now thinking about renovations and things like that. So I found a show on YouTube, which is it's from another channel, I don't know what, but it's on YouTube. So it's called Unsellables. And it goes through houses where people are, they're having a hard time selling their house. And so they go through and they analyze it and they kind of clean up what needs to be cleaned up so that the house can show well. But they're nothing compared. These will just be like, oh, they have too many kids' toys and the colors were too bright. So they make it neutral and they tone it down. But I'm talking extreme. It's like I'm telling you, it's going from a hoarder's house. You're trying to sell a hoarder's house like that at a market value with no discount. Absolutely no discount with carpet that's been lived in for 20 years.
Yeah, we have seen actually quite a few, even most of the houses are like forbidden houses. It's like the house is going to falling to pieces. Before, they just say, okay, we cannot live here anymore, let's sell it. Something like that.
Yeah, they've just lived in the house until it's...
Worn out.
Yeah, it's time. It's just worn out. They don't want to invest in it. They would rather... I think they're like locusts. They kind of just move on to the next one to wear that one down. No one has maintained their houses. A lot of these sellers living there or renting... I don't think they've done any maintenance at all.
So it means that if you buy a house from a private house, you have at least thinking of 20K, 30K, even 40K lower than flipper houses. Okay, the flippers, they might bought it very, very cheap. Okay, they double the price, but we don't know how they bought it. Maybe they bought it from auction, but that's their job. It's their profession. It's their way to make money, and we private people are not able to do that. Okay, but you just compare the house itself. Don't worry how the flippers bought from. Okay, compare the condition, the location, everything to the private sellers. For our experience, the flippers' house are far better condition than private people. Okay, this is a second point we have to make when talking about the price. The third thing is that how the price the house is that we heard from different sources, from different people, that they always put about 20K higher than they expected. For example, if the seller say, I would like to sell it for 130, then they put 150. If they want to sell for 150, they put 170. So that is the most case. If you see the seller's price, the price on the market is already 20K above the real price that the seller would like to have.
And actually, that's where those websites come in handy again, because unlike the professional portal, which if the feature's available, I can't see it because I don't, not a real estate agent. But Trulia and other websites, they will tell you how much above average in that market the listing is going for, and they'll also tell you how much above average or below average. Okay, it goes both ways. In percentages, the actual sale price was. So you can gauge the market and you can see that, and they'll give an estimate based on the data crunched from other properties in the area and how much they went for.
Yes. So the question comes back to if it is a seller's market or if it's a buyer's market. So if it's a buyer's market, now it seems to be a seller's market now in Las Vegas. Okay, it seems to be. Some people say, "Oh, it's not really that yet," and the agents and the professionals just want to make an illusion, that it is seller's market now. You have to buy. We're not sure, but if it's seller's market, you're likely going to pay 20K more. Okay. Like us, we're stuck now. We want to buy.
Price range.
Yeah, in this price range that we are, let's say 20% or 10% or 15% higher. Okay, put it this way. And of course, we are Mercedes is so eager to move back, and she has no choice. She's willing to pay a little more. So we know that it's higher, but so at least you know. Okay, but if it's a buyer's market, at least you can go down 20%. True.
But actually, we see that the trends kind of move quickly. So once the sellers are realizing, especially the private sellers, they realize that, hey, oh yeah, well, people aren't jumping on this property like I thought they would. Whoa, what's happening? And we've seen that happen over the last couple of weeks, where they're giving a little bit of wiggle room, and before they wouldn't. Before they would just, that's the list price, and they want you to bid over it and fight with other people over their list price, which is already inflated. But there's been a change in the past few weeks.
Anyway, the house market and the price here in Las Vegas is also very like a game, like a gambling. It's so dramatic. This month going up, next month going down. This couple of weeks, or even days, they can change. Like same with the weather here, you can change like 4 seasons a day, and you just have to catch that really that right moment. Okay, so after all this, okay, you study your market, and then you inspect your houses and see the real value of the house, and you put in the offer. The offer is accepted. Then the final key to bargain the price down is to have a house inspector.
You hire an inspector, and for me, I was there with the inspector. That was much better than just getting a report. And within 24 hours, I had a detailed report. So I was already aware and ready for what was going on with that house, I could tell. But we had all the details, have it in writing from a professional. And then what you do is you have your agent give that to the sellers, and that's where you can negotiate. You can ask them, hey, repair these things, or hey, give me something off of the price if I have to do it. So that's
So inspector house inspection costs between $200 to $300, and you have to come out from your own pocket. Have to pay cash or pay cash check or pay a credit card at that spot. But you can also negotiate being paid by the seller or divide the price with the agent or whatever. But this is absolutely worth it. And especially, you should be there when the inspector is there. Okay, you should be there. So not only by language, written language, the inspector will be able to tell you verbally, okay, this is a problem, this is a problem, or and this is a huge problem, this is a minor problem. Certain things you can do it yourself. You say, oh, this door, the lock is not very good, or this is not very good. So small things you can do it yourself. Okay? But for major things like electricity, like a pipeline, like a kitchen, or aircon.
Yeah, it's actually the aircon, because everything here is central AC for the most part. So aircon. And then in addition, the hot water heater, not complicated, but it is a high ticket item. Electrical work, circuit box. This is a little bit, daunting. So you need to make sure that everything is looked at uneven floors. Certain things that the inspector actually might not notice because you're the one who's really invested. I'm not saying anything against inspectors, but it's not their home. It is their profession, but it's not their home. So it's really good to be there. That way you know what you're getting yourself into. And in addition, you care a little bit more. So you're noticing everything. And you can really pick his or her brain, too, while they're there. Get your money's worth.
And of course, everyone buying a house, they think it's a dream house. They have the motivation, they have this inspiration. They want to do the house perfect. They say, oh, we can do this, we can do that. But be realistic. When you really build this house, even you paint it, it is a lot of work. Okay, it's a lot of work. So it's better to buy a house is already a function. And instead of saying, oh, we can fix that, every single small thing will cost time, cost money, cost you energy. Will bring you a headache. So just buy a house which is at least functional.
Yeah, very true. You need to have it functional. Paint, yes, paint is a big deal. A lot of effort, actually, but it's not really expensive, and it is easy to do. It is. Okay, I'm sorry. It just takes energy, and I'll get to lose a little more weight, so kind of looking forward to it. It really needs a paint job. Oh, my God. Okay.
Anyway, today we're talking about this price things, and we sorted it again. First, you start the market. The second is you have to know if it's a flipper house or it's a private house. You have to judge each house individually. And the third thing is that always remember the price is always about 10 to 20% overpriced. You have a margin to bargain. Of course, it depends on seller's market or buyer's market. And finally, you should get a house inspector to inspecting the house. So you get all this, things as a bargain tool.
Yeah.
Bargain means that you can bring the price down as much as you can. Mm-hmm. Okay, we are not expert and we are purely amateur. We only share this based on our experience and to help the people who are buying the house. Maybe can add your little reference, and we really welcome all the experts and who have a better experience and join us and share with other viewers.
Oh, definitely. Because, I'm no expert. And no, never even try to claim to be. So, but at least we're figuring it out. And when you figure it out on your own as you're doing it, you tend to find out more details than if you sat down and someone walked you through it. So it's good when you're learning from experience.
Okay. That's the end of this talk. And cut. But actually, the reason I make this video is so many people just want to look at you, watch you, and listen to your talk.
Oh, no, I thought you were going to... What? I thought that...
So the price is not important. Now I got Mercedes Benz talking with you here on the camera. I did it. Yay.
I thought we were just trying to explain, because people keep saying, oh, why Las Vegas? Why Las Vegas? Because it's Las Vegas.
Okay, we'll make another video, why Las Vegas. So you have one more chance, even more chance to see Mercedes talk on camera.
Thank you.
Thank you too. Sound test, 1, 2, 3. Seems to be okay.
Is there like a color difference between here and my sweater? Or do I look like I have giant shoulders because of the...
No, it's okay.
Can you tell that it's the chair behind me, not my shoulders?
You're fine.
It looks giant. It makes me look like I'm...
Look, you look like a queen. Okay,
No.
good. Okay, today